Hi, I'm Jack Wall, composer for games such as Call of Duty, Black Ops series, Mass Effect, Splinter Cell, Jade Empire. I can't think of anything else right now, but a bunch of other ones. And I'm going to be at Soundtrack Cologne this August, and I'm really excited about it. Yeah, video games, like sometimes you have like a year or more to write the score, and you can really take your time with that and come up with some really creative ways of doing it. You can take your time, and that's one of the luxuries of games. Whereas, and so one of the negatives to that is that you may not see your work out in the world and hear it out in the world for years, you know. When you do a television show, you'll typically do a spotting session one day, which is the spotting sessions when you sit down with the producers and go through the entire episode of TV and decide where and what kind and what style of music is going to be played where and when. So from that spotting session, maybe 2 weeks later, it's on the air, you know, so you have like a week to write it and then it gets mixed and then it's on the air, you know, kind of thing. And that to me is just kind of miraculous because I've been doing games for so long. I've only been doing TV for about 5, 6 years. So, yeah, you can't get, you can't take your time with TV. And one of the things that's taught me overall as a composer is that, you know, typically your first or second thought about, you know, what the music should be is the correct one. If you overthink that, sometimes you know, it's diminishing returns. You don't actually make it better. You know, sometimes your first instinct about what the music should be is your best one, and most of the time I think that's the case. So that was a great lesson for me in writing for TV, and I take that over to games. Now when I write for games, I think, oh yeah, my first instinct's going to be the best one, and I just follow that. You know, like some guys and girls are like, okay, I'm going to give 10 ideas to my producer, and whatever they like the best, I'll work on that. But I try to do that, and I'll do like 3 or 4 ideas, and I already know which is the better idea, you know, so I'll just pick that idea and present that. That's just the way I work. A lot of times when you're writing action music, you want a lot of percussion and you want it to sort of, you know, a lot of arpeggiated, you know, synths and things like that to keep it moving. In a game like Call of Duty, I always find like the most successful cues are the ones that don't do that because the rhythm sort of begins to compete with the, you know, all the sound design with the guns and all that kind of stuff. So I like to use these kind of long melodic phrases that are maybe orchestral that soar over the top of the mix. And that actually gets you excited too. You know, there's different ways to excite a listener. And a game like Call of Duty, with so much sound design, I think it's, you know, not that I don't use percussion, I certainly do, but you know, for the ones that are really supposed to be uplifting battles and things like that, I'll definitely choose something less rhythmic. You know, sometimes the toughest thing for me is to just get started. It's always this daunting task when you're at the very beginning of something and no one knows what you're going to do and you don't know what you're going to do, and you know, really it's about sitting down and saying, I'm going to sit here for like 2 hours and play around with some sounds and until something happens that's magic. And the time frame between beginning and that first magical moment is the toughest time for me because it's just like you're not sure it's going to come, but you have to trust that it will. You have to have that faith. So it's almost like a meditative thing for me. Like I just have to trust it that it's going to happen, and it never has not happened. So that's good. You know, knock on. There's some wood there. Okay.